Hey there, getting ready to start my match here with ammo. A amoffett 11, Boba Fett 11. Second match of this season here in the Dominion League. This board has stuff to do. Relic plus Margrave is real mean thing. Yeah, so I guess the way I see it, you can either go, and they're knights as well. I guess the way I see it, you can either go double urchin or maybe spice merchant, urchin. I'm gonna try double urchin. Beats me. I got collision, so that's, cool for me. I got 3 in this next hand. I could get a spice merchant. It's basically like Spice Merchant or Mountain Village. Let's try the Spice Merchant. And then I guess Market Square. He did not collide. Assuming I don't draw really badly here, which I do. It's gonna sail by a village, but that's right out. I'm willing to get another Market Square here. So here I'll get a village. Markets, or the mountain villages are, pretty sad here for the most part, except the fact that they're village. There are various things. I mean, okay, against Margrave, they're less likely to be sad, I would say. I don't know. He probably has his mercenary, right? This is fine. We have to get to 5 at some point. It's going to be a little bit hard to actually gain golds. I wonder if it's worth it to get a changeling. I guess if I had bought a silver, this would be my 5, which would be a fairly huge deal. Probably should have bought a silver. The next card's Spice Merchant. I'm pretty much trashed out. I don't think this matters a whole lot, to be honest, between the two. I can still do changeling with market squares in hand to get golds. I don't think this really matters. Huge amount. So I have a spice merchant down here. I would like to get a gold. Should have got a silver that one turn. Buying Margrave on this last turn would have been pretty much GG. I mean, I'm already ahead, but the Margrave would have been really, really good. Okay, I did get to attack him, which is nice. Should I get another urchin or should I get another market square? I kind of like an urchin. It lets me do an urchin trash to get a gold potentially. I don't need another market square at this point. I wouldn't say. I could get a change. I could get another changeling. I'm gonna say no to that. See if he gets around to his mercenary or not. It's interesting. Well, I'm gonna for sure get to five here. Question to me is what? I'm gonna play one mercenary, right? I can get the gold and I can print one other gold. Does that seem... That seems reasonable to me. Okay. So this will be Margrave and Mountain Village. Hopefully we mostly run away from it with it from here. Well, okay, it won't be quite run away. Though he also didn't really attack me again. At least not super hard. I wish you could see. Wow, that's pretty unfortunate. As far as that goes. Huh. This is quite sad to have the Margraves missing the opening hands. I don't know, it probably doesn't matter a whole lot. Well, I mean, it's going to matter some. Yeah. Only going to see 2 cards. Relic's going to hurt even more. It's unfortunate. I guess it's got to be this. The mountain village is okay, right? I get to pick up a... Okay, that's fine. Missing my Margrave last turn hurt a lot. If a Margrave's on top of the deck here, this turn will still be really good for me. Even top 2 is fine. Okay. So... I'm gonna say no to the changelings here, but it's definitely worth considering later on. I think I'm gonna draw everything. I'm not gonna do another one there. I guess I could. Should I get a change lane? I feel like I still want the cash. Possibly. Spice Merchant's really better trasher for the gold pumping than the mercenary, but there we go. Well, anyway, I feel fine with him just doing that for his turn. Oh, I have 3 market squares. Should have probably played that other one for. Oh wait, I did have 2. I don't really have to gain gold this turn either. That's not a huge deal. Would have been better to draw. I mean, well, whatever. This is fine. Well, I don't have that much money. Okay. Okay. Well, if I draw really well, I might have a 3 pile. It would be really nice to find a Margrave. That's not very good. There we go. That's still not super good. Well, I mean, it's okay. It's like fine. I'm not gonna print more golds this turn probably, but depending on what I hit here, I probably can make a few. Yeah. I'll probably buy a province here just because I'm a little bit nervous about dudding. I probably don't need to be, but do I really need to try to even make more golds here? Like, I can make a gold. I can make a gold here. But, like, what's the point? It's like trading. I can make a changeling as well, but I have $15, $17, which can be like province, Margrave, Market Square or something. It doesn't feel like trading the urchin for mercenary and getting a gold is worth it here at all. Not even sure if I should buy a copper. Feels like if I draw, I should just use a gold, an existing gold, and hopefully do it with at least 2 market squares on if I want to net. Or use urchin tricks or whatever. Nice thing is I can keep buying Margraves, and he has a harder time doing that. He doesn't really have the he doesn't really have the actions for that. I mean, he still has spare actions, so he can add more. If we do get them, if I really overdraw here, I can probably end it with estates and Margraves. Or I guess probably the threes are cheaper than estates. Just to do 4 threes and buy 1 estate. If he gets duchy, then I would have to do the estates, but yeah. So I will have to do the estates if I want to pile out here. No guarantees I even get there. It's basically all on the next 3 cards. So that looks good. Okay, I'll probably get there. I don't need a lot of changelings. Just 2. Okay. I have to preserve the cash as well. I could do. I guess they're kind of the same. I don't have to do it yet, right? Because I'm just looking for a Margrave. Well, if I get a Margrave, then I can do the mercenary trash. Or the urchin trash, I mean. I'm not sure. I may be ending up short here. I don't know exactly what my cards left are. Maybe just made a really bad shuffle. Well, let's count. Oh, I see, I missed it, right? Because I have... So if I get the Margraves, then I have $14. I really should just trash these changelings. Poor changelings. That was sort of weird. I probably will dud here. So he could play for a finish here. I'm only drawing 2 cards, right? So I'm all but guaranteed to dud. Now here Mountain Village is pretty nice. So he also then duds immediately, so we're okay. Like double province here will be winning, or a few other things will be winning. Potential pile out. Like we can get the 2 mercenaries to do gold if we want. Don't know if I'm like guaranteed to draw it, but since I only have to buy an estate, it's pretty cheap. I guess probably keeping Mountain Village would have been smart. There's probably a way to do it where it's guaranteed if I keep the Mountain Village instead of drawing this junk. So how much money do I need if it's just buying stuff? I have 10, 19, 20 win, 21. Good talking. Otherwise, I mean, what's left in here? There's 2 3 market squares. So I can activate this one for a changeling, I guess. So 1, so 9, 14. Okay. Alright, so I get the first one there. Maybe the copper buys are pretty bad. I don't know. I don't feel like I managed that aspect of it all that well. Obviously, I got ahead pretty early on. Man, Emo has a crappy ban list. Tournament, awesome. Familiar, okay. Swindler, awesome. Cultist, great. Urchin, super good. Oh well. I don't just being super good like strong. I mean like that. I love Urchin. Wasn't that last game the best? The very best. I don't know what this board has. No villages. Well, patron, but I guess you can do a patron double attack. Maybe. I'm thinking. Can you do patron double attack? I mean, the alternatives are not super great. Chariot Race has patron synergy, so that helps that aspect or that approach. Idle works against it, but is still pretty slow at cursing on the whole. I mean, if you weren't doing double tack, you'd be doing something that looked like, geez, I don't even know. What's the obelisk? Oh, pirate ship. That's important. So you open like patron warehouse, patron chariot race. Yeah, I'm gonna try the double tack. I guess idle can muck with it a little bit, but you can do patron silver as well. I missed, so sad times for me on the counterfeit. If I find patron, then I'm okay here. Or I'm happier. I would probably go ahead and buy the artisan with 6. Though I don't hate a second counterfeit. I mean, you can get the artisan anyway. I mean, you can get the counterfeit anyway when you buy the artisan. By buying the artisan. I mean, I would like to be buying not patrons, but that's the amount of money I have, so there's not like... He probably should tack... I don't know if he has it. If he has his counterfeit in hand, no. If he doesn't, I would buy I would gain a tactician here and play it. That seems easy if he doesn't have his counterfeit. If he does have his counterfeit in hand, just, you know, maybe get... If he has another copper, get a second counterfeit. Or you could top deck a tactician even if you have a counterfeit here. Just play it next turn. I don't know, he top decked there. If that was the counterfeit he played, I think I prefer it as a tactician. So far my stuff is pretty well missing the shuffle a lot. Not missing the shuffle, but pretty low on the old bottom of the deck here. Like here I'm going to attack for sure. I do have a lot of villagers. I don't know that that's all that useful, but they're here. I'll probably buy a chariot race. I don't know about the gain. I feel like there are 5s worth gaining here, but whatever. I will probably buy a chariot race. Myself. Hopefully well, the warehouse is down here. Unless we have a real bad bottom deck, we should play both the counterfeits here. He's of course way ahead on trashing. But not really much I can do about that. At this stage, my deck is okay. Like, my deck isn't terrible or anything. Far from it, in fact. But it's not ideal to be this far behind in the trashing. I mean, after this turn, I'm not like dying. I'm not that far behind, but I'm most likely gaining a wild hunt. We're gonna have the piles really low very soon. Potentially I gain a tactician. You don't need that many patrons. You don't need 1 million anyway. Question here is whether I ought to just straight off do the tactician or whether I ought to get a wild hunt and try and draw the tactician. That's not clear to me. I guess you play one chariot race and find out. Okay. So I can get a 5 here while playing tactician. That's pretty okay. The tough thing is like he's going to clean out the chariot races on his turn probably. I'm going to play on my chariot races at least are doing pretty good stuff for me here. So that was pretty nice. That was actually very nice. This is actually okay. As far as it goes. He's not hitting much. I might take another artisan if I were him. Well, I don't know. Wild Hunt, Tactician, all reasonable. Gold is strange to me. It would suggest he had something very specific in mind for it, but I guess as a counterfeit play, I don't know. But gold is quite odd to me. Oh, look at this. I can get a coffer there. That's really funny. So you get it when they reveal and when you reveal. It's really funny. I don't know how the chariot race and patron splits went. He gets another gold. He's really a believer in the golds. Ooh, he reveals an artisan. Well, now I need to reveal like patrons for this to be any good to me. Or I can top deck province, of course. To get one hit. If I draw my province, which I don't yet anyway. So the question for me will be, hey, okay. So I can either just take province and do tactician again. Which seems okay to me, to be honest. Or I can draw on with Wild Hunt. And see where that gets me. And I'll get to do some trashing, and I'll probably... I guess the thing is I'm not really guaranteed to find the other tactician. So I think I'm gonna go with this. I guess technically it's better for those to be in my deck than on top, but maybe having one on is okay. Oh, right. My tactician wasn't in the bottom. Of course not. Silly me. If he plays... I don't think points are really very good to take with Wild Hunt, to be honest. If he plays a lot of chariot races, I'm going to have double province really easily. And he got no points off that. It was, I mean, he off the first one he did, but off the rest of those he got no points. It was just bunch of coffers for me. I guess he's gonna double province here. Oh, he can triple if he wants. Okay. Triple doesn't really work because I just win, but double is certainly a thing he can do. The issue is that I can potentially triple with lucky chariot races. So it's a little hard for him to green here. He can do one province, of course, pretty safely. The issue then is that he doesn't have a tactician down, so if he just does one on this big turn, he may not have a turn that produces anything like this amount of money again, depending on how his draws go. And I have so many coffers now, so I mean, like, triple for me either way is going to be really hard for him to beat. So that's certainly what I'll be aiming for. My artisan play could be quite nice. One thing you can do here, I mean, I don't know that it was worth it for him to go to this effort, but you can, if his, and I may look to do that on my turn, to be honest, because it's a reasonable points play as well, but if their top card is something you don't want it to be, you can gain a pirate ship. Like, I guess I could have thought about it on my turn to flip his whatever it was he had on top there. Duchies, of course, are hard. It's just like, you just still end up with junk in your deck, right? So he's got a duchy on top. It's extremely likely that I'm going to have to play this for cards regardless. So this would be my time to do the thing. Pardon me. His turn is going to really hang on his first few cards. He doesn't have a lot of draw, so that's not that scary. I can make one of these hit, guaranteed. I can also do the pirate ship thing to try and get more. I can also take a couple duchies and do a tactician again. Like, I can delay as well. Potentially, anyway. What hurts here, it hurts to not get the points. It might hurt to not get the points from the wild hunt. He doesn't have a lot of wild hunts, though, so that's not maybe the scariest thing in the world. Oh, he put one on top. So, okay, so he does have draw on top. All right, now this makes clear what I should do. It was quite lucky, but at least it makes it clear what I should do. In my mind, anyway. So, like, does double province doesn't look ideal here. Province duchy looks okay-ish. One province looks fine, right? He's not going to triple. It seems like it would be hard for him to triple. I don't know that it's impossible, but it seems really hard. Even though he has a wild hunt on top. I guess I'm just going to say if he can triple, then congrats. His chariot races aren't going to score a lot of points or get him a lot of money, so it's basically just on whether he can counterfeit a bunch of golds, I guess, to get to 24. That seems so hard. Alright, this looks really good now for me. Triple is still pretty unrealistic for me probably, but I can probably quad Dutchy and still get the tactician down. There's a chance of it anyway. Oof, this is gonna be rough for him now. So, this is cards. I should check to see if getting the money from the chariot race is like a confirmed win, because in that case I need to just go ahead and do it. So I'm up to, I guess I can draw further with Wild Hunt first and see what we're looking at. Like if I get an idle top deck province, chariot race hits, that's 4, then 10, 9, that's way more than enough. I got quite fortunate with the chariot race reveals as far as me having patrons on top. I got a bunch of coffers that I didn't do anything for. So I have 5-2, which is not like the greatest thing in the world here. Because you would really like to just open like amulet. It's an amulet, I guess, something like that. I guess I can tax the amulets. They can still open exorcists, but they're still good openings. Like, I just think amulet's probably the best one. But there are several other good openings to do. So I can take an exorcist, or I can take a werewolf, or I can take a stables, or I can top deck like a develop, or a cargo ship. Yeah, that's not crazy actually. I don't know which one, but it's not crazy. And then I'll be able to set aside an exorcist here, probably. Depends on what he does, what he taxes. I can just set aside another cargo ship if he does. I don't know if he was thinking I could actually have enough to afford that, because that's pretty unlikely, given my hand. Here I'll set aside a stables. This is all going fairly well for me, to be honest. Or pretty darn well, I would say. I'm pretty okay with triggering. I'm pretty far ahead, I would say, in my opinion. I don't know which thing to buy. I don't really know how to get payload here either. You can do develop for payload stuff. That's pretty good. There's no buys, so it's basically just expanding stuff. And developing stuff. Goodbye, border village. What would I pair it with? Develop. No. I could get rid of the exorcist now, I guess. It's not doing a whole lot. Actually, we'll see if he lets me undo. Oh, he resigned. Yeah, I was way ahead. I had really good draws. I was complaining about the 2-5, but really, it worked out pretty well for me. I can't really complain about how it turned out in any way. Guess you're gonna open Moneyland or something. Could be full. There's a lot of draw here. Charm buying ports, gaining Smithy is a really nice play. I guess the question is, do you open with the Fool or not? I'm kind of inclined to try it. Nothing else is particularly... You're getting the silvers anyway, so you don't have to buy one necessarily. And then the chariot race is not like... the most compelling thing in the world, I wouldn't say here. I mean, you take them with exactly 3. I believe that, but... question here is whether it should be a den or a charm. Because I'm going to go with the den. Try and not miss the Fool, though. Still have a chance of missing it here. These were pretty nice. They're pretty slick boons. Mine are not. Well, they're okay. Basically, my lucky coin gains gold this turn, which seems pretty good, in my opinion. Hopefully we find the charm. That would be really cool. Probably have enough with the charm to just buy port nobles in this instance. He didn't play, so... Well, we still did not find it. Despite drawing lots and lots of cards. He's probably going to get to play his boon, or his fool, now. If I have 10, this will be Noble's Port. If I have less than that, it'll be Port Smithy here for me. Well, there's something to be said to just doing Charm and Den, I guess, also. That's not too wild. Or too so... Yeah, Charm Den is not completely unreasonable either. I guess I'm... Oh, they flipped. He must already got that somewhere. It's probably too many dens. Like, I probably honestly have too many dens. I'll buy. That's awesome. That's incredible. Do I want the thing I'm going to gain in my shuffle? Yes. I do. How much money do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. $9? I'm going to put in... What should I put in? Just a smithy? Oh my gosh. What a draw. What an actual draw. Holy cow. Get the second den down. Wow, that was a really lucky draw. I guess I'm going to come up to the end of the shuffle here and just play the... I don't think there's a cantrip or a village in there, so... I don't need to play the lucky coin. At some point, it may make sense to play it for money or whatever, but... Should I still like the smithies over a mountain village. My deck's moving now, which is nice. I don't think he has anything like what I have set up. I haven't been watching his turns that closely, but he sure doesn't have any ports or any smithies, so I don't think I'm like behind on any particular thing. I guess I have fewer dens, but I got enough. You don't need that many. He's not doing this. That's for sure. I could play the fool, but I guess I'll wait. I do have enough here to just go with the nobles. Do I want to try and balance these things? I don't know how many of them I actually got, to be perfectly honest. Because I could try to balance them. I would like to balance them if I do have only 4. I see his VP. And then I'll start hitting the charms a little harder. Well, you know, I don't have to hit them that hard. But I assume he's going to go port nobles, but we're definitely going to pile out on stuff here. But I'm drawing deck now, so... or very nearly. Do I want the gold? I probably should have played the smithy first, right? How many coppers are there? Trash, 9 of this many. As long as I still have $4, I'm pretty okay with this. Okay, a lot more than $4. Okay, so I'm a lot of coppers. I'm not all out of anything else, though. Maybe I shouldn't trash the copper. Not clear to me. That's not good for him. I can green a little bit harder here. I can maybe get a province with nobles and port or something like that. Okay. can't tell if I want the silver. I don't know, can he make enough money to empty the nobles? Probably not. I guess I let him win if he can. If he gets the enough chariot, well, he got all the chariot race stuff already. He doesn't have the buys, right? He just straight up doesn't have the buys. He only has one charm. He would have to get it from full. It's like now I can triple nobles and win. I don't know where I got. Well, I was no, I wasn't first player. I don't know quite where I got out. I mean, I know I had some really, like, the boon, that one fool is where I got by, and the plus card drew the charm. Like, that's nuts. That was a nuts draw. There's not a lot of payload here. It's like, what is the orchard? Okay. There's no good plus buy. So that makes it all a bit harder. I guess I'm going to open Pageant Silver. This is kind of sad. I'm going to have worked for these coffers and then not used them. This will be a recruiter. Well, I do have a lot of coffers, I guess. I mean, somehow you just buy count and a couple hunting parties and then go from there, right? I mean, you have a whole bunch of coffers stored up. You're probably not going to miss very often. Like count gold and then a couple hunting parties, maybe 3. I guess 3 is nice because of the orchard, but I mean, you can buy contraband. It's not like completely ridiculous here. There's like enough. Yeah, I'm trying to think if it's worth it. I mean, there are alternative ways to build here. Some are a little more out there than others. So I'm not 100% sure what the play ought to be there. I mean, when you start provincing, you're just going to province most every turn. That's not much of a problem. I don't even think I want to trash the coppers. The only reason to play this here would be to get a coffer. So basically, the question is a villager worth a coffer, or which is better? We'll play it. It's not 100% clear to me, but whatever. I'll probably just start provincing now. And if I miss by a gold, I don't really expect him to miss hardly at all either. I mean, there is a recruiter on top here. But, like, surely it's better just to not. Maybe not. I mean, there is a recruiter, so. He will be better able to. Well, he trashes navigator, so he doesn't have. He will be better able to duchy and. I should have. Well, now it doesn't really matter. He'll be better able to province and duchy whenever that's what's needed. So he bought a count. He didn't spend the coffers. That's really weird. I think you had to buy a province there. Unless I'm missing something. I think you basically had to buy province there. So, like, I don't even need to gain the duchy now. And in fact, I can top deck a hunting party, though there's a lot of junk in the bottom here. It's really very strange. I probably should have trashed the. Well, it was a bad shuffle. I couldn't trigger that shuffle, but otherwise it would have been nice to get rid of the necro here. Or it would have been nice to get rid of the necro on that turn. Maybe the turn before I should have done it. Now it's just guaranteed. I didn't like his count pie. That was really strange, I thought. Because then on my next turn, it's not clear that I can take a province. I have to... I have to start dodgy dancing then. Okay, this is kind of a mess. Quite a messy board, actually. Guess you can put... Well, there are various things you can do. They're kind of hard against IGG, though. I mean, you can block some of the cursing with... you can block some of the cursing with Watchtower, but you really won't block all of it. And since there's no other trashing, you're basically counting on... Yeah, like if there was a real village, you could put pathfinding on it and then play gears, setting aside junk. That would help you a lot. I mean, I have this feeling that the engine will still be the way to go, but it's kind of hard for me to judge how exactly you're supposed to build it, to be honest. Or to me, it seems at least possible that the engine is just like, or that the play is just like gear money, even if you don't go very hard on IGGs. In my opinion. But it's a weird one, for sure. I'm going to try cursing him. I love a good old classic IGG battle. One of my favorites of all time. Can't get enough of them. At least the game will be fast, right? I mean, that counts for something. Maybe I should have taken my third gear over the silver I got. This is a bad draw. This hand with the gears are kind of hiding. As long as they don't both hide here, then it's not the worst thing. But see if he pathfinds the gears. I don't know if it's... He doesn't have a lot of them. Of course, he can buy more as he goes along here, but... I don't know about province. I could be persuaded, but I'm not currently persuaded. And then this is not clear to me either, but I'm going to try it this way. I mean, maybe it's too many coppers too early. I don't have enough gears, that's for certain. So I won the curse split. He, of course, has apparently won the province split, at least so far. If I can catch up a little bit here on the duchies, then we'll have something going on. Unclear to me whether I should try really hard for province or just take the duchies as they come up. This is pretty sad on the whole. This is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. It is a lot of money, of course, all at once, but basically it means he can't buy this province now. Even though, well, he can go for it, I should say, or the duchy. Not the province, the duchy. He can go for it, though, of course. And he may just get it. I mean, he may feel like now's the time to do it. Well, now he's just going to win. Does a state help me? I mean, I basically have to province my next turn, right? Because otherwise, he can buy, let's assume for the sake of argument, he can buy an estate every turn for the next 3 turns. I would have to province and then duchy. If I buy the estate now, I can just hit it. Well, if I buy the estate now, and if he doesn't hit duchy, or only hits estate, then he's up to 25. If I province on my next turn, I just can't buy it. Is basically the gist of it. I think he'll probably get there between the gear turns and whatnot. Yeah, this is essentially half VP. So we'll go ahead and end this one. Yeah, I wish I had gotten another gear instead of the 1 silver I got. Yeah. Overall, certainly can't complain about my draws here, and happy to come away with 5-1. So thank you all for watching, thank you all for listening, and I'll see you for my next match. Bye.